used to eat as little as possible and call it healthy. Barely any fats, avoided carbs whenever I could. I normalized the feeling of being constantly hungry, feeling deprived, and I always had so much on my mind, constantly calculating, overthinking my food, scrutinizing my body. I didn't even realize how much anxiety was taking over my life. Someone had told me back then that all of this deprivation, over-exercising, not taking care of my mental health, or learning the importance of rest and recovery, by doing this, I would one day lose my period, completely wreck my gut, years of going down rabbit holes trying to figure out what was causing my bloat, why I couldn't tolerate certain foods, even healthy foods, embarrassing gas, acne breakouts that I couldn't understand, feeling anxious, moody, and irritable almost all the time. Would I still have done it? This isn't a what I eat in a day to try to show off some type of perfect way of eating. It's really just my way of showing you what it could look like for you. And you finally stop eating to shrink and to punish your body, and you start eating to heal and using food as your most powerful, most nourishing medicine. For breakfast, I've been loving preparing my oats with egg whites. I add protein powder, cinnamon, vanilla, some fresh banana, and this healthier chocolate hazelnut spread. After I have my coffee, I prep right before my workout with a little pre-workout snack. I make this homemade sweet potato golden chai coffee cake. It's gluten-free. It is one of my favorites, and I look forward to it every day. And it's just a nice way to incorporate healthier treats and desserts, again, without depriving myself, but just doing it in a healthier way. Pre-workout snack always. Then it was time to hit to the gym, so I always like to walk and get that extra bit of steps and sun. Today I was working upper body, so I worked on my pull-ups, a lot of back muscles, some biceps. It was a great one, and I definitely put all that good fuel from the morning to use. So it's about 1:45. Right around 2 p.m. is the latest I try to have lunch. One pro tip that has helped my clients and myself immensely on a fat loss journey is keeping consistency with your eating. Not letting 6 hours go by without a meal or having random eating throughout the day. Breakfast is at this time, lunch is at this time, dinner's at this time. You're teaching your body that rhythm that it really loves. It loves routine, and that's gonna make it so much easier for you to understand and meet your body's needs, but also for your body to just simply feel in a place of safety so that it can actually lose fat. For lunches, I use my leftovers from dinner the night before. So what I have today is just a really simple but delicious fish taco bowl. Believe it or not, I love to get my fish from Costco. It is the wild caught Corvina. It's a white fish, and it is so incredibly fresh and meaty and satisfying. Just throw that in the air fryer with a bunch of seasonings, and then we usually make it into tacos with taco shells. Today I just have it in kind of a salad way. So I have a bunch of greens, I have a lot of salsa, lots of flavor, a little bit of spice, some of these siete grain-free tortilla chips for some crunch. I have a little bit of guac that's browned on me, but it's still good. And then I use a little bit of the Primal Kitchen Chipotle Lime Mayo that only uses avocado oil. And I'm telling you, this hits. And it keeps me so satisfied for the rest of the afternoon before dinner. Cheers. Post-workout, I love to hydrate with coconut water, pink salt, and a little bit of Uncle Matt's lemonade and a little Spindrift for some bubbly. It gives me electrolytes to refuel and also supports my gut and adrenals. Then it was time to start preparing dinner, and tonight it was a green Thai curry with chicken and a lot of vegetables, really everything that I just had in my fridge that I needed to use up. So I used broccoli, carrots, onion, and to make this anti-inflammatory, obviously you have so much of the amazing chiles and spices from the green Thai curry paste, but I also used a lot of fresh garlic and fresh ginger that just make it taste amazing, but also just support your body to heal. And I mean, look how beautiful and delicious that is. All you do is once you mix in that paste, you kind of mix it in with some coconut milk, and I also use some bone broth as well. Again, very healing for the gut. Once everything cooks down and you've seared the chicken, you just add everything back into the pan, let it simmer, and then we served it with some cilantro lime rice that I made easily in the Instant Pot, and it was so comforting, packed a little heat, incredible. And for an even sweeter finish to the night, we did have a Ninja Creamy waiting for us that we popped open, and this was probably one of my best recipes yet. I used actually a homemade cashew milk, and that was our base. And then we added in some chocolate chips, some coconut macaroons. It was luxurious, but it was still very high protein. It was actually dairy-free and amazing. One thing that I learned on my journey that really surprised me was that in order to actually get to my next level of leanness while also becoming healthier, healing my gut, healing my hormones, was that I actually had to learn how to eat more. This totally blew my mind because for the longest time I would fixate on calories, or basically I would just try to eat as little as possible because I thought that that's what I needed to do if I wanted to shrink my body. But now my goals have completely shifted. Instead of shrinking my body, I'm more concerned about building lean muscle mass, staying as strong as possible, and most importantly, supporting my detox pathways. So that means my gut, my hormones. Now I'm tracking my macros, which means that I'm paying attention to getting enough protein, getting enough carbs, getting enough fats. And I'm also making sure that I'm just eating enough, period, so that I can preserve my lean muscle mass without compromising my energy, my strength, my mood. I make sure that every meal is blood sugar balanced, which means it has a really high amount of protein, but it also is supportive with lots of fiber, lots of colors, and I probably have carbs with every single meal. And if you were to ask me years ago how I felt about carbs, that would completely blow my mind because I actually just avoided them. But what I didn't realize at the time was that I was avoiding them because I didn't even know how to properly portion them. So to me, it was easier just to avoid them altogether than to really learn how much my body needed. You're gonna see that these meals are not restrictive, they're not boring, they're not bland, they actually have so much flavor. Of course, it makes it that much more enjoyable for you to stay on track, to stay consistent, and to really love the healthy life that you're building. So now I've learned to incorporate macro counting, not as another way of being obsessive, which you can definitely take it that route. But for me in this stage of my journey, it's really just helped me gain a new, refreshed sense of safety and structure. Making sure that I'm eating a high amount of protein, getting in enough carbohydrates, and understanding where my fats are coming from. It's actually a way that I can support my body to make sure that it gets what it needs, and also holding myself accountable with love to the goals and not just how I want to look, but how I want to feel. Instead, I have a total reframe in that I get to eat all of this amazing food. All of these foods are serving a specific role to give me energy, to support my lean muscle mass, to allow my hormones to flourish and to function optimally. If you've been watching my other videos and you've been hanging out here for a little bit, you'll know that it's really not about the restriction. It's really all about finding balance and moderation. I used to be somebody, and I still struggle today with the all or nothing mindset, having to kind of force myself into those extremes. And what I'm trying to learn now, and what I hope you're beginning to see as well, is that you don't have to live in the black and white. You can actually live in the gray. There is a spot in the middle where you can have that structure, have some standards around your food, keeping it anti-inflammatory, foods that are really nourishing, less processed, more whole, finding room for the foods that give you so much joy, that fill your soul, making a Ninja Creamy, reinventing some of your favorite comfort foods in a way that give you even more nutrition so that your body can really thrive. In this phase of my life, I am redefining what it means to be disciplined, what it means to love myself and love my body. More than anything, rethinking the energy behind my actions. We can go through the motions, we can count all of our food, pick out the clean foods from the grocery store, but the energy and the intention behind how we fuel ourselves, how we think about food, how we think about our body, how we think about exercise, that is what really drives the ship. So make sure that you're choosing intentionally and doing the work to give your body that love, care, and attention that it deserves. If you find yourself in a place where maybe food and incorporating all food groups still feels scary, or maybe you're just uncertain on how it could work for you because you do want to look your best, you do want to maybe lose some fat and be lean and fit and build lean muscle mass, I just want you to know that I totally get it. I used to be stuck there for too many years. But just know that when you take the time to turn in the other direction and choose healing, it doesn't mean that you stop caring about your goals and looking your best. It really just means that you're going to stop punishing yourself in order to get there. You're not going to force your way there and be hard on your body. Let me know if you want me to make another video where I can dig a little bit deeper on my current approach and strategy to macros. If you want to hear more about my gut and hormone healing journey, or if you just want some more delicious, badass recipes that can fit into a healthy lifestyle. If anything today hit home for you or you found helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. We can keep growing strong together. See you in the next one.